You can ride around the world with me.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
Have you heard of Denzel Washington?
He's in action movies.
He's in a lot of movies. He's pretty famous. I would say he's an A-list star. In fact, if you remember, we talked about this on the show last year. The New York Times did an article about the best actors of all time. And they really went there. They found actors that were French and Italian and actors from all over the world in different ages. And they declared, all their experts declared, that Denzel Washington was the number one best actor of all time.
Better
Remember?
than Adam Sandler?
For the New York Times, yes.
But Adam Sandler does that voice.
It's true.
Denzel doesn't do that voice.
Yeah, he doesn't do that voice. So yeah, in our world, Denzel is not number one. Adam Sandler is, but in the New York Times world, it is Denzel Washington. But my point is, you've heard of Denzel Washington, right?
Yes.
Pretty famous. If you want to just look at he's been in tons of movies with some of the best directors out there. He's been nominated for 2 Emmy Awards, 10 Golden Globes, which he won 3 of them, nominated for 8 Oscars, of which he won 2 of them, not to mention hundreds of other awards, like everything you can think of, BET, NAACP, and this award, that award, all over the place. Okay. Have you ever heard of Ellen Pompeo?
No.
Right. That's my point. Ellen Pompeo has been the lead character of Grey's Anatomy since 2005. That is her basically only credit. She has some other bullshit things here and there, like Law and Order or whatever, but really her only credit is that she has been the lead character on Grey's Anatomy since 2005. That is the beginning, middle, and end of the sentence. And she has never won an Emmy for that role that she has been doing on television since 2005. She's never been nominated. Never for an Emmy, a Golden Globe.
On that show won an Emmy or Grammy or whatever the hell.
Oh, maybe Sandra Oh, probably. She probably did. This is a Shonda Rhimes show. It's a really famous show. It's been around forever. It's like one of the longest running nighttime dramas. And Ellen Pompeo has been playing Grey of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
okay. I don't watch the show, so I don't know. But anyway,
I've never seen it.
But my point is, she's done one thing not very well since no awards and no nominations since 2005. For some reason, she, like everybody else, started a podcast. And on her podcast, which I guess she thinks that nobody except for the people in the room are listening, decides to go after Denzel Washington, because Denzel Washington was brought in by Shonda Rhimes and Debbie Allen, one of the producers, to direct one of the episodes. So for some bizarre reason, she decides to start really going after Denzel, like in a way that is really uncomfortable to listen to. But then she tells us a story about how she went after him in person. So she has Patrick Dempsey on the show, who was also on Grey's Anatomy with her. This is who she's talking to. And he said, "Oh, I heard Denzel was directed an episode. How did that go?"
So he's not on the show anymore?
I don't know. He was on, he's back, he's gone. I don't watch the show, so I don't know what his status is. I think he's no longer on the show. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he is. Whatever. But the point is, the two of them are sitting and talking, thinking that nobody can hear them.
Listen, that guy, Denzel is his energy is just nuts. He has this vibration, right? He just is as charismatic as, I'll break this down for people listening about actors. Certain actors just have an energy and a chemistry. Superstars are superstars for a reason. When you walk in a room, if Rihanna's in that room, you know she's in that room. Before you even see her, you know she's in the room. There's just an energy.
Well, because she's like a Christmas tree.
And a vibration that they give off.
Everybody goes near her and wants presents.
That makes them super charismatic. Patrick has it. Obama has it. Anyone that I've ever met that's crazy charismatic has it. And Denzel has it in spades, for sure. But Denzel was amazing because, Denzel's a movie star, right? He doesn't know shit about directing TV. So,
okay, hang on a minute. What? She doesn't know anything about Denzel Washington. In fact, he has done TV before. He, who is a movie star who actually did TV, ended up with 2 Emmy nominations. You, who've been doing television since 2005, doing the same role, have had 0 Emmy nominations.
Has he directed anything though?
Oh yeah, he's directed theater and stuff like that. Yeah, he's not. I mean, it's Denzel Washington. You know what I mean? He's directed plenty of stuff, but just nothing she's seen, nothing she knows about. He's not known as a director, but neither is she. She's an actor. So anyway, so Denzel Washington comes on the show and is directing the show. Then she tells us about an incident that she had straight up with Denzel while he was there.
Debbie Allen was like, what can I do to keep Ellen interested? What can I do to keep Ellen here? Right? Because after you left, I was like, why do I have to stay here? I got to go now. Everyone's gone. Sandra's gone. Patrick's gone. I got to go too. And Debbie was like, no. His wife is a big part of gets
there you go. His wife. Start there. That's
one of the scenes at the end of the episode, and I have to go apologize to this man who beat me up. Right? And so Meredith was really hesitant and reluctant.
Meredith is a character.
Like my jaw was broken, and I couldn't bring myself to go hear the apology from this character. And this man woke up and felt terrible about what he had done, right? But after what I had been through, and
we don't need all this because it's just her explaining what happened on the show.
She just wasn't having.
Okay.
Get to the Denzel. You can just fast forward to the Denzel
I don't care that he wants to apologize. I don't want to go hear very softly. And I was pissed.
Oh, go back. This was it. Okay.
There and listen to this apology. And he wasn't looking. We did this scene. So I didn't have much interaction with him at all. And then he apologized to me, but he was doing it really softly. He made this choice to speak very softly. And I was
as an actor
that I had to sit there and listen to this apology. And he wasn't looking at me in the eye. Again, we love actors who make choices, right? And
suspense?
No, it's just hang on.
It's thinking. Still thinking.
This is the part we wanted. So she's talking about, I'll explain it. She's talking about, she's on the set. Denzel Washington is directing this episode. She has to get an apology from a character. That's the scenario. The character has to apologize to her.
So right at the good part is where this whole thing stops.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is the main part of the story I want you to hear.
And you can see what it's doing right now.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's just so you know, it's thinking. It's doing that internet thinking thing, which it's 2021. The internet shouldn't be freaking thinking because I pay a gazillion dollars a minute for this freaking 1000 MP biggest whatever the hell internet I have. You can't get faster internet. You say, I want faster internet. They say, sorry, it doesn't exist.
You have the fastest one we have. Yeah, you're paying the most money, so you have the fastest one. You should screenshot this and send it to them and be like, I would like at least, maybe like half my money back this month.
You know the internet at the Pentagon? I have the same thing. This is the fastest you can possibly get through a wire. This is what I have. So they say, how much is that? And they say, well, you really don't want to know. And I say, okay, just go ahead and give it to me because I do a radio show. I would like to do a show and have the fastest internet in the world. And then they give me this. And then I say, here's my nut every month. And then they take it.
He apologized to me, but he was doing it really softly. He made this choice to speak very softly. And I was pissed that I had to sit there and listen to this apology. And he wasn't looking at me in the eye. Again, we love actors who make choices, right? And
right.
Son of a...
Okay.
This is what you do when you have a son that works in IT.
Right.
You do this. Hold on. We'll talk to him. He's going to know. You know why I'm calling? We have no internet.
Hold on. He's such an IT guy.
Is that IT or what?
Yeah. He's ignoring you and he's just typing.
Right. So, and right now he thinks I'm an idiot. So
move. I love that that's your son now.
He's already in my computer now.
Oh, he's already in?
Oh, you're not in my computer right now?
Okay.
I thought you were already. Is it just me who doesn't have internet or is it the whole world?
Well, it's not me, so it's not the whole world because we're good here in New York.
Okay, is it everybody in the South? Because New York has internet. And I don't know how I'm still talking to New York, but I am.
Because I have internet. You're using mine.
Here you go.
It's on now?
Yes.
Thank you.
He is your kid because he's a man of few words. He even less words than you.
It works now.
Of course he does. Of course it does. Everybody should have a teenager sitting around.
That is just craziness. It's fixed now.
Okay,
You
good.
sure? Yeah, it's fixed. Okay. Yeah.
But not even, that was even everything you just said was even more conversation than he just gave you. It was like, it's good.
Yeah, and you don't hear anything except for typing. That's what you feel at work when there's something wrong with your computer and you have to talk to somebody. And yeah.
No, you have to talk. They don't do any talking.
Yeah,
they just do a lot of typing and then they go, you're good.
Yeah. Okay. Now leave me alone. I'm going to go back to whatever the hell I was doing. And he just sits. I don't know how you do, because he sits in front of a computer all day long. So then he comes home and you hear what he's doing now. He's just sitting in front of the computer.
Right.
So I don't know how you do that all day.
And nutritious.
Are you paying him by the word? Is that why he talks so little? He doesn't want to charge you too much?
Hey, he knows we're on the air. So he's like, I don't even want to talk to you.
Okay.
All right. So we had how much left in this?
I want you to go to 3148. I want the story that she's telling.
3148.
To set up
and
where it is. So
Meredith was really hesitant and reluctant. Again, we love actors who make choices, right? And I yelled at him and I was like, look at me. When you apologize, look at me. And that wasn't in the dialogue. And Denzel went ham on my ass. He was like, I'm the director. Don't you tell him what to do. And I was like, listen, motherfucker, this is my show. This is my set. Who are you telling? Like, you barely know where the bathroom is.
Whoa.
That's how you speak to Denzel Washington in front of the entire crew?
They hired him to be your director. It doesn't matter what he does before this, after this. He's your boss today.
Right.
That is your director. You don't talk to him like
and
that.
And I have the utmost respect for him as an actor.
Clearly you don't.
You don't?
As a director, as everything but.
Well, as an actor, not a director. She said she has respect for him as an actor.
Like, we went at it one day, and then his wife came to.
And she
I love that she's laughing. I love that she thinks that this is a cute story. She's telling this like, isn't this hilarious? I disrespected Denzel Washington in front of an entire crew of people, and how adorable am I?
Set to visit, and I was like, I was not talking to him. I was mad at him, and I told his wife, I was like, yeah, he yelled at me today. Yeah, he let me have it today, and I'm not okay with him, and I'm not looking at him, and I'm not talking to him. So we didn't get through it without a fight. But, that's actors for you. Passionate and fiery, and that's where you get the magic, and that's...
They edit the hell out of the show.
Where you get the good stuff.
Yeah, that's it. That's enough. I don't need to hear any more from her.
Wow.
Okay, this is so disturbing. As you can imagine, Twitter was not having this. Not one person was like, you go, girl. Everybody was like, hi, Miss Privilege. A lot of people tweeted just because she's married to a black man, has biracial kids, she thinks that she can say anything to anybody, like she's somehow above it all. But I don't think it's about who she's married to. I don't think it's about race. I think it's about the fact that she feels like it's her show. And no matter who you are, you're not going to tell me what to do. But that's your director. So you should be kind to anybody. What if it was some guy who hasn't worked in a long time because of COVID and finally got a job directing one of like the most pivotal episodes, a penultimate episode on Grey's Anatomy. It's going to go on his resume. It's in his reel. It's a really big deal. And this is how you're speaking to him. We know you're the star of the show. We get it. We know who you are. It's the only thing you've done since 2005. How about bringing a little kindness and welcoming somebody new to your set rather than embarrassing them publicly in front of all these people?
And then on your podcast.
And then again on your podcast, then telling the story again on your podcast. So it's not even bad enough that you embarrassed him in front of, 50 people on set. Then you took it to your podcast and now it's in like page 6 and everywhere. So now everybody knows what a bitch you are.
Mhm.
And then also, I was disturbed. She's trying to be hip and cool, but I think she doesn't really understand what ham means because she was like, he went ham on me. Okay, so ham is from
Pigs.
no, it's not. It's from a Kanye West song, and ham stands for hard as a motherfucker.
Mhm.
And when you go ham, it's like when you go to the gym, you work out really hard. How'd you do at the gym? Oh man, we went ham. It's a positive thing. It's like we went hard as a motherfucker. Like we really went for it, but in a positive way. She's like, he went ham on my ass, but that's not. It's a misuse of it's a misunderstanding of the term, and it's not what he did. I mean, he was the director
Mhm.
who you were disrespecting, and you were a child, and he was an adult telling you to respect the person standing in front of you.
See, I can almost see her point from, it's like if one guy was on the air all the time, and let's say he's great on the air, and then he
Right.
comes in and he tries to boss you around for one day. You're like, dude, you do on the air stuff. You don't do the PD stuff. You're not the PD. You're just trying it out for one day. So that's probably what she thought. He's a really good actor, but how is he behind the camera? Some people can't do that. Some people can act really well.
You
but
got to give somebody a chance. That's the whole thing. She automatically shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
Without giving him a chance. I worked at a radio station. I'm not going to say which one, but I worked at a radio station, and they had hired a new program director. Before he was a program director at our station, he worked at a tiny little station. And then before that, he was a manager at a Subway sandwich shop.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys I worked with automatically didn't give the guy a chance, didn't think that maybe he has real talent as a program director, which is why they brought him in. I mean, I thought the guy was great immediately. I loved him. I bonded with him. I thought he was awesome. I'm willing to give somebody a chance because obviously he was hired to do the job here. But every time he said anything, one of the guys I work with was like, I'm not taking orders from a guy who used to make sandwiches. I'm not taking orders. Like if I have a question about slicing onions or slicing tomatoes, I'll come to you.
Yeah.
But any radio advice,
Jared.
I'm not going to go to you.
Your name is Jared. So.
Right. But here's the thing. The radio guy is no longer working. The program director guy is now a major program director, award-winning, phenomenal program director, which I think was obvious from the minute he walked in.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy wasn't willing to give him a chance.
Right.
Because he was just bitter about it.
And that company was horrible for hiring people just because they would take the money. It wasn't because of they couldn't find talent if it was sitting in front of them. That company's worthless when it comes to that. So
yeah, but they got lucky with this one guy because he's still there and he's actually really good at what he does.
Yeah, every once in a while you get lucky.
Yeah. But anyway, so Ellen Pompeo, as you can imagine, is just really, Twitter is having a go at her all day. Her name has been trending all day on Twitter because not one person is on board. Not one person. It's like she really thought this was like some big flex that she was going to get on her show and be like, hey, look at, I told an Oscar winner where to stick it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is like, fuck you, Meredith.
And we would cancel that show if it was still on. We don't even know if it's on anymore. You and I have no clue.
The show is on, but I don't think it's,
okay.
Yeah. I don't think she's not going to work much after once it does get canceled.
Yeah. Never once saw one episode. Even though some people say it's a great show, I've never seen it.
I never have either. And I'm the audience for it.
See, I liked ER, and I think it's ER light. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just never watched it. And,
I didn't watch ER either, so I'm lost on all those kind of shows.
Well, I watched ER because it followed Friends. I was too lazy to get up to turn the TV. So that's why
they relied on you. You were exactly what they were looking for with ER when ER came out. Like you were the audience they were looking for. The person who's too lazy to get off their couch or find the remote.
And then it's kind of like a house. I got in the house. So you would think, since I like House and ER, that would be Grey's Anatomy, but I don't really care for it.
Grey's Anatomy is more for my friends that like Grey's Anatomy. All the women and gay men I know love Grey's Anatomy. I don't know any guys like that have your taste in television that would really go to Grey's Anatomy. I don't even. I'm like I said, I'm the audience. I don't even watch. I've never seen an episode.
My favorite.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
Excellent choice.
You want to know the future? I can tell you the future.
I don't know that I want to know the future.
No, you do.
Oh, okay.
There's a guy, he's from the future.
Oh, like that. Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, so he is from 2714. And he's 2714.
No, I understand the numbers. How can somebody be from there?
He's a time traveler.
Oh,
He's got a TikTok page and a YouTube page.
Of course he does. Wait, he traveled back in time and the best he can do is TikTok?
It's the only thing that's available right now. That's the problem.
I see. So whatever is available in 2714, he can't bring it here because it's of his time, not our time.
Okay, if you went back to 1910 and you had to invent the cell phone,
right?
You would have no clue how to do it. You would be like, no, it's a thing you hold in your hand and you can talk on it. What are you talking about? No, it goes in your pocket. Go away. So they wouldn't believe you.
Right, I see what you're saying.
So this guy, he's from the future and he's going to tell us what's going to happen. You laugh now, but in 40 years from now.
Okay, wait, 2714 is not 40 years from now. It's
He's
700.
telling us what is coming up. So he's opening the history books and letting us know what's coming up in the future for us.
None of this makes any sense.
No, he's from 2714. So, we know what's going to happen in 1952 because the history books
I
tells
understand.
us.
Okay.
So 2061 to him is history.
Got it.
But he says in 2061, there's going to be an artificial virus that gets the Earth infected, results in 20% fatality rates, making it the worst in history.
What movie is this?
What was he saying? From
All right.
27, he's from 2714. He said 2061, 30% of us gone because of this new virus that's coming up.
Okay, we're already living through that now, but okay.
And then coming up, a man-made cloud that will coat the whole Earth for a whole year.
Okay.
And that will be known as the Great Reset because of what follows.
What follows?
The Great Reset.
Oh, I see. So basically, we're going to unplug the Earth and then plug it back in.
Right. The 21st century will be known as the Great Reset.
I see.
In 2029, which is how many years away? It's like 8 years away.
Yeah, it's 2021. So in 2029, it's 8 years away.
There's going to be the purge is going to be reality. Once every 5 years. This guy's for real.
Okay.
Once every 5 years, all crimes will be legal for 1 week.
Okay, that's never going to happen.
1 week.
That's never going to happen. Never. Not in 8 years, not in 108 years, not in 708 years.
2029, the purge.
Okay, it's not happening.
Because-
Does he have any references that are not already in existence? Like, I would believe him more if he told me something about, like, something that we don't already know about. Like, so the movie The Purge is going to be real. Okay, right.
Well, the movie The Purge is only one night, and it's one night a year.
Is Jurassic Park going to be real? What about Jumanji?
I'm telling you what's coming up. You can believe me or not. Call me Anthony right now. I'm telling you the future. 2029, The Purge.
Right.
So for a whole week. This is gonna be
very
so
realistic.
great.
That's definitely going to happen.
That you can kill people.
Yeah.
I'm going to Philly.
What did Philly do to you?
There's some people in Philly and Boston I want to go away.
All right.
So I'm buying a plane ticket now for 2029.
Okay.
I just don't know the week. In 2043, that's when the man-made cloud is going to be covering the Earth for 1 year straight. So 2043.
I don't get it. So a cloud's going to cover us and then what?
Man-made cloud.
Okay.
Is going to cover the whole Earth for 1 year straight.
Like, so everybody is going to vape a lot?
It's like fog.
Okay.
You've seen the movie The Fog?
Uh-huh.
This is coming up in 2043.
What's the purpose of this? Why are we going to have fog?
It's part of the Great Reset. Did you not listen to me? It's coming. I'm telling you what's going to happen. You want
What's
to
the
know
fog
when this,
got to do? How has fog help us?
I think it makes it so we can't see and people get car accidents. I don't know.
This is so stupid.
It's 2043. A year.
Okay.
We'll be fine by then. We'll be too old to give two shits.
We won't care, by the way. We don't care now.
But if it's a big cloud and the fog is for real. Okay, then 2061, that's when the artificial virus is coming. Everybody catches it at a 30% fatality rate.
So this guy has no good news.
Well, you don't remember the good stuff.
There's no good news. There's no who's the next Miley Cyrus?
No, that's he doesn't he didn't care about that. He's telling you.
Will Madonna's face still look like that in 2043?
2061, yes. Madonna
will.
will still look the same. Her ass will be huge by 2061. It just keeps getting bigger every year. And then they said, okay, guy, when does COVID-19 end?
Mm-hmm.
When can we finally take these stupid masks off and go to the movies? And he said, it's not going to end for a very long time.
Okay, a very long time if you're a child is an hour. A very long time if you're an adult is a month. So what's a very long time? What is that? It's not even an answer. A very long time. I mean, I'm hungry. I want dinner, but we're doing the show. So I'm not going to eat for a very long time.
Well, the story's going to go on for a very long time if you don't listen. COVID-19, he said, is going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to rise to over 1 million cases in one day, and the vaccine does not affect it.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know what he was talking about.
It
Okay.
eventually will become the same as the flu, where there's a season that you're going to have to go get a shot to protect you from the COVID-19 season, kind of like the flu season.
COVID season.
We're going to have to get the vaccine every year.
I think that's already in the works. I don't think this guy is telling us anything we don't already know. And the experts are saying that we should be out of this by March. So this guy, I mean, maybe a very long time to him is March.
But I love how he gives specific dates for like the fog and specific dates for the virus and stuff. But when it comes to COVID, it's a very long time.
Just a very long time.
He doesn't say it's going to be here till April 2023. He doesn't say that. He just says a very long time. But
Right,
it's
which can be a month.
million cases per day is what we're going to end up with. And the vaccine
that's
isn't going to help it at
Not
all.
happening. Yeah, not happening.
So there you go. There's your future. You're fine until
There's
2029.
you gave me no information whatsoever. There's nothing interesting there.
2029, the Purge, that's the most interesting thing ever.
That's never happening. That's never happening. Of all the
Love
movies that are out there, that's not the one that's going to happen.
You know how we do it.
The Cooper and Anthony Show.
So big news today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is just broke right before we got on the air. Do you know, first of all, do you know what a Finsta account is or Finstagram?
No, I've no idea. I can't even make a joke for that. I have no idea what that is.
Interesting, because you have got teenagers, so I would think that you probably were very aware of Finsta or Finstagram or whatever.
No.
Okay. So a Finsta account is teens and celebrities do this too. It's just when you have a second account on Instagram. So you have that one account that's like your face to the world and it has your name on it. And it's like, you know, if you're going to be going up for a job, like here's you looking really cute and sitting and having a coffee. And here's you at the Eiffel Tower, like, whoops, how did I get to Paris? You know, or you with some great friends. And so your regular Instagram account is like you living your best life, and it's the you want the world to see.
Mm-hmm.
The Finsta account is your second account, and that's like the real you. And you only allow, like you keep it private, and you only allow like a couple of your friends to follow you there. Like usually not even your parents. You just want one account that is just between you and your crew. And that's it, just the few people. And you post stuff on there that's a little more your life in real life, things that are happening to you that maybe aren't so good, or just a crappy picture of you, but you're like, here's where I was today. And it's like some pizza place you guys all went to years ago. And it's like, can you believe I'm back here? But something you would never put on your regular Instagram. So that's called your Finsta account or Finstagram.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, who owns Instagram, as you know, have been trying to make their platform safer for all of us, but especially teenagers. Because, as you know, like study after study, and there's books that keep showing that Instagram is bad for teen girls, bad for their self-worth, causes depression, causes mental health issues. So this is like a real issue. And the Senate would like to ask Facebook and Instagram what they are doing to make their platform safer and less depressing for young teenage girls.
No, I got to go back to Congress again.
Yeah.
Oh, poor whatever dude's name is. Got to go back and put a suit on it again.
Well, it wasn't him. It was Antigone Davis. She's the head of Facebook and IG safety. And she's there as part of the Senate committee hearing to figure out what can be done to protect kids, you know? So senators are taking turns asking questions, and Democratic senator from Connecticut, but like obviously total boomer, Senator Blumenthal is asking her about this Finsta situation, but he's not quite grasping what Finsta is. And I don't think his aides are either old enough. I'm sorry. I think his aides are either too old. or they're explaining it to him, but he's still not getting it, or he's an asshole and they don't want him to know. I don't know why this went the way it went, but this is the video that's going viral right now. And this is Senator Blumenthal trying to ask Antigone Davis from Facebook about Finsta.
Will you commit to ending Finsta?
Senator, again, let me explain. We don't actually do Finsta. What Finsta refers to is young people setting up accounts where they want to have more privacy. You refer to it as privacy from their parents. What in my interaction with teens, what I found is that they sometimes.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me slam my head up against the wall. Okay, now I'm back. Keep talking.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job not being condescending.
Interact just with a smaller group of friends.
Well, Finsta is one of your.
Actually,
Finsta is one of your products or services. We're not talking here about.
No, it's not a real thing, moron.
Right.
Look at your hair.
Google or Apple, it's Facebook, correct?
No.
Finsta is slang for a type of account.
Okay,
right, it's a slang word.
That type
it's not a thing. He's still not understanding, by the way.
Excuse me, boomer. Stop it.
I'm not sure I understand exactly what you're asking. What I can say is that based on what we've seen in terms of teens using those kinds of accounts, we've actually given them additional privacy options to address those kinds of issues where they want more privacy so that they can have more privacy.
Well, I don't think that's an answer to my question.
Because your question doesn't make any damn sense. That's the reason.
Yeah. So I love the fact that he's like that answer is not sufficient. It's like, you're not understanding. So I retweeted that and I wrote, who is Stan and how can we stop him?
This is why do people keep electing these motherfuckers back into why? Why?
Yeah. No, like, okay, boomer is the problem here. Like, he's not understanding, like, Finsta is not a thing. It's not an app. It's not an account. It's not like, oh, did you download Finsta? That's not a thing. It just refers to you having a second account. That's all that is. And in fact, Finsta is the answer to what the problem is, because if you have a Finsta account, then you control all of it. You have so much privacy. It's probably protected. It's probably, you have to request to join. Mm-hmm. And it actually probably is the way that young kids do fight against having to deal with, like, everyone's always happy all the time. Everything's great. It makes me feel crappy about my life. Like, it's the most realistic thing that they do. That is the answer. But he's not understanding what it is. So, of course, as you know, Twitter is like totally going after him with every other slang term. I went after him. I was like, who is Stan? Because he doesn't understand what a Stan is, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Yeah,
I would have said, excuse me, Senator. I'm going to have to go to Santa Claus, who runs Finster, And Santa Claus will get in touch with the Easter Bunny, and they will get back in touch with you and give you the correct answer to why the boogeyman has not done this correctly. And, because Santa Claus only works one day a year, so the other 364 days he runs Finsta for us. So I will get him in touch with you. Thank you.
So somebody wrote, I'm deeply concerned about dehydrated Americans being caught in one of your thirst traps. Will you pledge to discontinue that product?
Oh, wow.
That's a good one. I like that. That's pretty funny.
So somebody wrote that question for him because he would have had no idea, like me, what a Finsta was. Somebody had to write that question. Is that person going to get fired now?
No, actually what happened was, so he and his team, they got on Instagram as a 13-year-old girl. They pretended to be 13 because they wanted to see what kind of ads and what kind of accounts were going to be offered to them if they were a 13-year-old girl. So that's all they did. He doesn't understand that in real life, a 13-year-old girl would have her account private and blocked and would control her content. They were just out there pretending to be 13.
Yeah, but if they would have went on Finsta, then they wouldn't have had this problem.
There is no Finsta.
Exactly.
Finsta's not it's just having a second account that you control and you keep private, and you have like just you and like your 5 friends on there. You're not concerned with how many followers or how many people you're following. It's literally just a place where you and your friends can have some friggin' privacy, so your parents and so the world or prospective employers are not all over your ass.
Yeah, so Congressman, you set up a fake account to be a 13-year-old girl on my platform. I think that's very illegal. Now I'm going to bring in the guy. What's his name? Who shows up at houses and bust pedophiles? You set up an account as a 13.
Chris Hansen. We're bringing Chris Hansen in.
Chris Hansen is coming in now because you set up an account on our Instagram as a 13-year-old girl. I don't think that's legal. Chris Hansen has some words for you. Did you bring condoms and Funyuns? Yes, I did. Why did you bring condoms and Funyuns? And Mountain Dew Blast. Did you think you're lucky, Mr. Senator?
Take this back.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
What is ironic and what is not ironic?
Nothing in Alanis Morissette's song is ironic. It's just all stuff that sucks. None of it's ironic.
Rain on your wedding day, not ironic.
Nope.
Whatever the hell else she says.
A free ride when you've already paid, that's just something that sucks. Again, that's not irony. That is not what irony is.
Okay, well, how about this? Is this irony enough for you? Caesar Milan, who is he?
Cesar Millan is the dog whisperer.
Okay.
So he made his bones. He became very famous. It started with Jada Pinkett Smith, believe it or not. So he was the dog expert, the dog behaviorist that Jada and Will had hired and did a great job with their dogs. They told 2 friends, and the guy became super famous in Hollywood as the go-to guy to help you if you have a dog who is aggressive or violent or whatever. And then he ended up having his own show that's now on Nat Geo, and he's the dog whisperer.
All right. His dog now is being accused of biting somebody. So Caesar Milan is being accused of not being able to control his dog.
Okay, Alanis Morissette, this is irony. This is literally irony.
Yes. A woman came over to his house in 2017, and I guess her mom lived next to him. When she walked up to her mom's house, the dog, which was his pit bull, was unsupervised and unleashed and began to bite her leg, leaving her with severe injuries.
Ooh.
That had stopped her from competing in a sport.
Oh, wow. It figures that not only it's bad enough that she got bitten, but of course she needs her legs for more than just stuff that the rest of us need our legs for. Yeah.
So she is suing him for $850,000 for the pit bull attack. But you would think that he could, it's like a painter. When you go to a painter's house and their house looks like shit.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Or when you go to a chef's house and he makes hamburgers for you, you're like, no, dude, I won't. No, I think that's the problem is he trained everybody else's dog. His dog, not so much.
Yeah, this is a cliche, like the cobbler whose kids have no shoes, or we have a friend who's a hairstylist and his hair is always a mess and his husband's hair is always a mess because he's so busy doing everybody else's hair that they don't have time to take care of their stuff at home. But so Caesar's the guy that does, that's what he says to the, so somebody should have that pit. He likes pit bulls. He likes to show people that he can train pit bulls, but I guess just not this one.
But not his pit bull.
Not his pit bull. Other people's pit bulls are great.
But why can't you just train your dog just a little bit, not to run after people when they, walk past your house? That's dog training 101, I think, especially if you have a pit bull. If you have a pit bull, you really don't want it to do that because people think they're going to do that anyway.
Well, yeah, pit bulls get a bad rap because they just have a really hard jaw. Mm-hmm. So, if a golden retriever bites you, they have a soft mouth, so it's not really going to hurt you. But if a pit bull bites you, they latch on, so it's going to hurt you more because it's just in the breed. It's just the nature of the breed. So yeah, I mean, he's a pit bull guy. He should know better than anybody else. Plus, he's the guy. So
well, he's going to dog, I guess.
He's going to lose this lawsuit. He's going to have to settle with her for a lot of money.
$850,000 is what she's suing him for. I wonder how you come
settle.
up with that price. He probably wanted to keep this out of the press, but People Magazine got their hands on it.
Yeah, and here we are.
Yeah, so this is not going to do well for his dog training abilities. You don't want to hire that guy to come train your dog. That just got sued for $850,000.
He's already been replaced as a new dog training guy.
Really?
I can't remember the guy's name, but so he does something different. He just has you stand. Like there's no touching the dog. It's a non-touch situation where you just walk in with confidence and you are above the dog at all times. And the dog is not allowed to jump on you. And you show the dog like who's in charge. Like the dog is the low person on the totem pole,
Does he have facial hair like the cat guy?
They all have facial hair. All those people look the same. It's almost like, listen, I think I'm going to go into dog training. Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Well, you're going to have to grow some kind of weird beard or goatee or something. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
And the cat guy has got weird facial things going on.
Yeah. All those people do. They all do.